The loss against Real Sociedad, at home no less, was certainly not the start United needed in Europe. Favourites or not, the time to start getting points on the board was now. United's next chance would come against group leaders, Sheriff Tiraspol, who handily beat bottom of the table Ammonia in the week prior. For a relatively small European club, Sheriff had a big reputation for beating Real Madrid in the Champions League just last year. An impressive feat, but the team United would be facing was literally an entirely new one, with every member of Sheriff's starting 11 against Madrid having moved on to other clubs. The big question leading up to the match was which 11 Ten Hag would start the game with. Would he keep the Europa League 11 from last week and give them a chance to redeem themselves? Or would he revert to his trusted Premier League 11, given the league match postponements and the upcoming international break? Regardless, every team in Europe got up for a chance to beat United. Could they handle the long journey abroad to Moldova and come out with a win? During the week, Sancho went viral in a clip which showed a young fan gifting him a pair of personalised shin pads. He promised the fan he'd wear them in a match. Would we see a debut in this one? Come match day, we were greeted with a hilarious lineup graphic. McTominay at cam, Sancho centre mid. Nice one, UEFA. These were the actual starting 11s for both teams. The big question of whether or not Ten Hag would start his Premier League 11 was answered, with the exception of Rashford, who missed out due to injury, as Ronaldo kept his place up front. McTominay reclaimed his place from Casemiro after his brilliant start to the season, and Antony started again down the right wing. Sheriff's starting 11 weren't exactly filled with household names, but they had put 3 past Ammonia, and we knew from early in the season that matches weren't played on paper. How would this must-win affair shape up for United? The first interesting moment of the match came from a United throw. Ronaldo plays it back to Dalot, who, instead of playing the easier ball along the ground, decides to loft the ball up to De Gea. De Gea's touch is slightly wayward, and he's immediately closed down and is forced to play it out for a Sheriff throw. Sheriff's wingers were causing United just a little bit of trouble in the opening minutes. Sheriff win the second ball in United's half. The ball is laid off to Dalot, who dribbles through United's swarm, before playing out to the fullback. He gives it straight back to him, and he lays it off to Alvaro on the wing. Despite being surrounded by 3 United players, he pokes a clever ball through to Diop. He gets his head up and fires an across, but Varane calmly heads it away. United tried to patiently build out from the back. Varane finds Ronaldo dropping deep to help in the build-up. He turns and tries to find Antony, but gets the relatively straightforward pass cut out by Dalot, and fouls it. Not the best first moment for Ronaldo. Dalot, who had been very solid for United in recent matches, had a very shaky first half. He latches onto a loose ball and tries to play a pass in field, but it's difficult to see where he was aiming, as the ball lands straight at a Sheriff's player's feet. They play a nice 1-2, and Diop shoots from distance, but the shot flies over. United's first venture forward came in the 13th minute. Antony receives the ball from Dalot and tries to flick it towards Bruno. Kiabu does really well and backheels it out to Dalot. Dalot comes charging in field, but McTominay says no. Bruno plays a brilliant first time through ball into Ronaldo's path. Ronaldo tries desperately to get there, but Kiki is there on the cover and clears. United came forward again as Martinez pinged a delightful ball into the box for Ronaldo. The ball bounces and Ronaldo goes to control it with his chest, when Kiki comes barging in from behind into his back. Of course, being United, no penalty is called. Shoulder into back, no attempt whatsoever to get the ball, yet no penalty. Where do they find these clowns? But none of it would matter, as United quickly came back with a fruitful attack. McTominay plays it to Dalot, who plays it out to Antony. Antony does well to shield the ball from the defender, before playing a little 1-2 with Ronaldo. He lays it off to Eriksen, who gives it to McTominay. McTominay plays to Sancho, who plays a give and go with Bruno, before giving it to Eriksen. Eriksen marches into the vacant space, before playing a reverse ball without even looking to Sancho. Sancho controls with his right, cuts it onto his left to fake out the defenders, shoots, leaving the keeper frozen in place, and finishes coolly into the bottom right corner. United won, Sheriff 0. In celebration, he'd hold up the personalised shin pads he received from a young fan in a nice gesture. Liverpool-esque, but this time in the other corner. A beautifully worked move ending with a fantastic finish. The next shot came from Sheriff, out of nowhere. The ball is played inside to Etienne. He skips past McTominay's challenge, and gets off a powerful shot. De Gea is unsighted and very late to react, but thankfully the shot goes just wide. The next moment came from a free kick. Antony takes a quick one, lofting it into the box. Ronaldo controls it and shoots, but the ball skies high. When would he get his first goal of the season? United were handed an absolute gift in the 36th minute. The keeper has the ball and looks to hit long, but it instead goes straight to Antony. He looks up and plays in the goal scorer, alone on the left wing. Sancho takes a touch and shoots, and should score, but their captain, Radeljic, comes flying in out of nowhere. to clear it off the line. Brilliant defending. It would all be for naught though, as United would soon go up 2 from the spot in the 39th minute. Dalot plays to Bruno and makes a run into the box. Bruno chips the ball over the top. Dalot nips in front of the Sheriff defender, who completely misses the ball and kicks Dalot instead, earning a yellow and giving United an overdue penalty. Ronnie steps up, puts it down the middle, and it's 2s all round as he gets his first of the season. United 2, Sheriff 0. 2-0 was the score at half time. United were dominating possession and had control of the match. Sheriff weren't completely out of it though, with a few of their efforts coming close. Ten Hag made one substitution at the break, bringing on Casemiro for McTominay. The first chance of the second half fell for United down the right side. Varane intercepts the over-the-top ball from Sheriff. Antony recovers the ball in midfield and drives forward. He passes the ball wide to Dalot, who gets his head up and finds Bruno in all sorts of room in the box, a la Southampton. Bruno strikes towards the near post, but the angle is a little too narrow and the keeper is there to block it with his foot. Casemiro had a shaky start to the evening, making quite a few errant passes, but he'd get a chance to show his defensive quality as well. Martinez plays it forward to Ronaldo. His touch gets away from him, and the Sheriff player is able to slide in to win the ball. The break is on as Sheriff's 2 frontmen charge forward, but as the striker dribbles forward, Casemiro comes from his blind side to slide in and poke the ball away. Another Sheriff player recovers it, but Casemiro is there again quickly on his feet to recover the ball and draw a foul. Sheriff didn't enjoy many moments at all in the second half. Malacia wins the header from the clearance, but the ball drifts in between both Martinez and Varane. Rashid is able to get on it first and lobs it, seeing De Gea off the line. The ball loops high and over. United waited patiently until the 69th minute for the next chance. Sancho cuts into the box before passing to an oncoming Bruno. Bruno plays it first time for Malacia, who pulls it back for Ronaldo. He shoots, but the ball goes just over the bar. A lovely move. In an interesting move, Ten Hag took off Dalot for Luke Shaw, moving Malacia out to right back. The game drifted on until the 81st minute, when Ten Hag brought on Elanga for Ronaldo. Sheriff's best chance came in the 88th minute from a free kick on the edge of the box. They strike it hard and low under the wall, but De Gea is in position to gather comfortably. Ten Hag made his final substitutions for the evening as he brought on Maguire and Garnacho in the 89th minute for Martinez and Antony. And that would be that. Full-time stats would read like this. Sheriff finished ahead of United in shot attempts, but many were from outside the box with very few troubling De Gea. United dominated possession, making twice the number of passes as the opposition. A comfortable evening against the former group leaders. Unlike Real Sociedad, Sheriff came to play and looked to attack United down the wings, especially in the first half. But the golfing quality was just too much at times, as United held on to their early lead and comfortably saw out the match. Sancho's strong start to the season continued, with yet another excellent finish. Eriksen provided the assist and was crucial to the side yet again with his penetrative passing. Ronaldo finally got his first goal of the season as he slotted home the penalty, and could have had more on another day. The McTominay vs Casemiro battle raged on, with both getting 45 minutes each to prove themselves. While Casemiro put in an okay performance by his standards, it probably still wasn't enough to dislodge McTominay from the starting 11. Bruno and Antony didn't have standout performances per se, but put in a shift for the team as always, and kept things ticking along. Malacia showed he could function admirably as a right back, inverting into almost a central midfield role, much like Cancelo does at Man City. With Wan-Bissaka's place in the team uncertain, it would have been a reassuring side for Ten Hag. Dalot had one of his poorer games in recent memory, but still managed to win the side the penalty that sealed the game. Martinez and Varane were solid yet again at the back, as United came away with another clean sheet. This is how the table shaped up in Group E after the second match. United's next match in the Europa League would be against bottom of the table Ammonia. But before then would come the huge Manchester derby away at the Etihad. After having 2 Premier League matches postponed following the Queen's passing, how would United fare in their biggest test of the season so far? Join me here for Chapter 9 of United's season. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments on the Sheriff game down below.